Dr. Rebecca Brashears with Ascent Audiology and Hearing joins us now. You know, music is a big part of school, marching band, jazz band, concert band, and now that a lot of these students are back to school, they're going to be getting to learn some new tunes. They're going to be around all these loud instruments. So can school band, can that affect their hearing?
So definitely yes, and many people don't think about it, you know, with their young kids just joining band or those in high school or college, they're not thinking about that. So any noise that reaches 85 decibels or more can damage our ears. So if that music is over that 85 decibels, then you can get what's called a music-induced hearing loss. And that's permanent. That's not something that, you know, we can improve. You can definitely get hearing aids, which is not the step many people want to go. So we want to prevent that from happening before it actually does. There was actually a study I found from the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, and they studied some different marching bands as well as choir bands, that kind of thing, and they found that the typical range was 91 decibels up to 97. So if you think, you know, once we reach that 85 decibels, we're already putting ourselves at risk, that, you know, definitely need to think about that a little bit more.
Definitely. Take some extra precautions there in the classroom setting. So what would be some symptoms that maybe you've kind of overdone it a little bit and you're getting some damage?
Right. So we've talked about before tinnitus, which is sounds in the ears when there's not a sound present. So ringing, buzzing, humming. Hyperacusis is also a symptom. So you're a little more sensitive to loud sounds. So pitch can vary, not sound like it used to. You can also start to mix up your consonants, which are the high frequencies, like the T's and the S's. Because the high frequencies typically get damaged first when any kind of noise exposure. And then, of course, hearing loss, which is what we're bringing up. And with that noise-induced hearing loss, music-induced hearing loss, those are gradual. And so you got to start thinking about it ahead versus waiting until something happens.
So what can music students do? What can people who really love listening to music do? It looks like you brought some products.
I did. Yes, so they need to educate themselves and find out what's available. So what I brought today are just some of the items out there. And so we have, of course, the foam plugs that you can get over the counter. This is the less expensive version. But there's also other items that are custom to the ears. So these are custom as well as these. And so what that means is we would take an impression of the ear, make it to fit your ear only, and then you can protect your ears, but also you can connect to different Bluetooth technology at the same time. And so there's a lot of different things you can utilize these with outside of band too, or outside of your music profession. But the better the fit, the better protection you're going to have. So a lot of these are basically, you just got to educate yourself about them. And they're pretty nice. The custom ones, I have my husband a pair of those, and he uses those for mowing, and he does, and listening to music. So
it's great. I like the different colors that you can get too. Well, how important and how would you even check sound level?
So there's an app that is a free app, and I brought it today. This is Sound Check Live, and so this allows you to just measure any kind of sound, whether you're in a music environment, it doesn't matter where, but it's going to show us.
Like we're doing right now. It's already in the 70s.
Yes. So, you know, if you're in that music environment, get this out, measure it. If it's over 85 decibels, then you're already putting yourself at risk. Say it reaches 94 decibels. If you're practicing with an instrument, you have an hour before you start to really risk a permanent hearing loss. And so monitoring the loudness of the environment every day is important, because even with a band, it's going to change. So the acoustics, all of that. So you have to take that in consideration.
That's a good reminder. Maybe remind everybody around you to take some breaks. Are there programs that can be developed to help prevent music-induced hearing loss?
Yes. So there you can develop your own hearing conservation program, but there's ones out there you can kind of follow as well. The goal of that program is to to prevent that music-induced or noise-induced hearing loss, but also if you already have something going on, try to prevent it from getting worse. So what they do is annual hearing tests. They do educate. So say you have employees that you're trying to develop this for, you can have different programs to encourage them to wear the hearing protection, teach them how to do it. So that would be probably the first step I would take to protect your ears.
This is a great conversation as we start a new school year.
Yes, yes.
And, you know, we're going to be, if you have a family member in some type of a musical class, it gives
exactly
something to discuss and figure out what's going to be the best way to prevent any hearing damage.
Definitely.
Yes. Well, Dr. Bashirs, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.